through this part, and then you can speak, okay? Just try to, that's why you put it at the front, okay? Okay. Wake up and smell the road, I'd say, and he'd grin. The inanity of these words that appealed to him. And I would share his smile, and I secretly all the while kept the meaning from my dear beloved friend. When you come to in a gutter, nay, a litter bin, and you're soaked to the bone of rain and gin, and asphalt is by the mile, your head turns turnstile. I remember getting Jimmy the bar, and then wake up and smell the road, I'd say, just for him. What better than to see my Dougie in full grin? And I would wear the lie and kept the truth inside, using memories as these for the smallest of wins. Did it, did it, did it, did it. And on top of being happy, I can also, I'll be quiet, I know. Okay. I've heard it said that the Lord will take your weaknesses and, should he so choose, quite easily make them your strengths. I believe that. I remember they probably said she was probably a shrink. She was probably a shrink. A psychologist. You remember the other story I told you about breaking my collarbone? Well, it's still broken in this story. Yeah, they never caught me that night. I never got arrested or charged with whatever, DWI, because, well, you'll have to hear it in another story. But I found myself in jail, as I recall. So, it's kind of blurry. I ain't gonna lie. There's a reason they call it blackouts. But I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. You see, that night that I totaled my Cougar's car, right before breaking my collarbone, I was already on a continuation for another driving offense, which happened to be a DWI. That would be, I would think, would be a sound definition of unmanageability of one's life. I think I just provided you a story in lieu of a Oxford Dictionary entry for a definition of unmanageability in one's life. I stood in the holding cell and I can't remember the sequence. Let me just say, I was in jail with a broken collarbone. Okay, boom. Let's move on. Yeah, they must have figured I was a flake, or my mom would probably talk to the judges or whomever. You mothers out there, you mad mothers against drunk, you all are just probably, you're angels. Because, we had a real problem here about 15 years ago. just speeding, and kids slaughtering themselves. I'm thinking there's some mad tight moms that got up under some judges' assholes and started lighting fires. Because let me tell you, I've never seen Charles County and Maryland State Troopers come out in such full force. We were brought down to 63. Don't you go above 63. Don't do 8. Don't do 9. Don't. No. Yeah. Props to Charles County, props to the state of Maryland, props to my country. But I'm thinking props to mom is what the hell that is all about. My mother. Yeah, I'm thinking she got whomever. I'm figuring a pretty good looking woman. I'm figuring she was a psychologist. She's standing there talking to me through the bars. And she's like, your disposition, you seem to be almost, upbeat. And I remember looking at her and I said to her something to the effect of, I can choose to be happy or I can choose to be sad. What am I, 19 at this time? Maybe I'm 20. And I guess I sent her packing. She was like, okay, I guess he seems like he's wrapped pretty tight. And she was gone, poof. I had to spend some time in the county for that prior. Because I was told to plead guilty, blah, 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 blah. You had your counsel. I was always lucky. I was always able to offer counsel other than state appointed. Because that shall just get you slaughtered. Yeah, the justice system. Yep. The healthcare system. Yep. The tax. Right. Doing para-accounting work so I can pay the U.S. Treasury. Okay, hold on. I spent 2 days on this and paid for my CPA $300 more to do the fine. I'm all done. Here's what I made. How much do I owe you? Well, man, that system's messed up, okay? I'm just saying. Oh, I digress. She's like, yeah, you seem to be, I'd already resigned myself to, I knew I was going to serve, some time in the county. And what she didn't know was that because I'm a drug addict, as I've alluded to in other audios, we are very powerful people. I don't ever recall meeting a stupid alcoholic. I just don't. Certainly all of us are resourceful as hell. I can promise you that. We are resourceful. Instead of intelligence, you're not necessarily intelligent because you have the answer. You can dismiss that to trivia, being good at trivia. The true sign of intelligence is knowing how to get the answer. Sorry, another quick aside. Yeah, she was like, I can choose to be happy, I can choose to be sad. I'd already resigned myself. I'd already actually inside, in that moment as I'm saying to her, I can choose to be happy, I can choose to be sad. Inside, I felt nothing. And I was reasonably sober. And I remember in that moment feeling nothing. So I was like, I'm good. Let me just try and pretend this is I gotta stop banging my knuckles on the table. That probably messes it up, doesn't it? Probably comes in loud on y'all, sorry. I stopped. Oh, look, Mr. Johnny aware of his surroundings. God, he's awesome. Level playing field, Johnny. I remember Marvin Redmond. I know Marvin Redmond's dead. Let me tell you something. If you got under the state of Maryland's radar for driving and alcohol was involved, you would do yourself a really good favor if you walked into that courtroom with Marvin Redmond on your side, standing next to you. Because if you went into that courtroom with Marvin Redmond standing next to you, unless you hit a school bus full of children or nuns or whatever. And if you hadn't hit anybody or killed anybody, I should say, or injured anybody, you had a get out of jail free card if Marvin Redmond was standing next to you. Now, I don't mean you got off scot-free, okay? Come on. But you were certainly released to your own personal recognizance, the whole 9 yards, especially if Marvin said, he's with me. Done. That's continuation granted. Get your legal counsel. We'll see you whenever. Get some blue slip. You're with Marvin. Go. Get out of my courtroom. Oh, yeah, the judges knew him. I want to say Femia. That's right. I'm going back, you smibs, and I'm a transplant. Try to keep up. I was with Marvin on a detail one day with a newcomer. Somebody was in trouble. Now I remember going in the courtroom, behind Marvin Redmond. And I remember the judge stopping proceedings. I want to say this. I swear to golly gee willikers, I want to say this. I just remember the judge, it was Femia, stopping proceedings, looking at Marvin, going, hey, Marvin, how you doing? Hey, it's that man's courtroom. He can do whatever he wants. Marvin probably just smiles. I remember watching Marvin Redmond in a newcomers meeting once. And there was a newcomer in there, and he was blah, 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 blah. Fresh kill war stories. And we've all got the war story. Man, we all got war stories. You're quite aware of a few of mine. He blathered on the kid, newcomers. And we had a lot of older of us were in there. Just sit in, like chaperones. At that point, I had some sobriety, I want to say. It was the night Ricky spilled. I want to say that's the night Ricky spilled hot coffee on me. Oh, right on my back. Oh, I t-shirt on. Little turd, I think he did that. Whatever. And the kid got done with his diatribe, and Marvin Redmond, like you heard me say in other vignettes, and once you get tenure and people know you have good sobriety, even though there's a leader over there, it's, you can break in whenever you want, more than once if you want, which is to speak more than once, not being the chairperson. Little rules, tenets, niceties we observe in the meetings. And Marvin asked the kid, he said, fresh on the heels of this kid's fresh war stories, he looks over at the kid, he goes, I don't even think he had, Marvin didn't even have to do, because you'd be afraid of that man's cane anyway. Marvin didn't even have to introduce him. I think Marvin, right on the kid's heels, he looked down at the kid, he said, let me ask you a question. He said, have you ever wondered if you were an alcoholic? And the kid said, well, yeah. And Marvin said, stop wondering. I don't know that Ricky ever did stop wondering. You've heard about him in other stories. I've mentioned him as a fellow drug user. I don't think he ever did stop wondering. Last time I was seeing him was in Pittsville, over on the shore, near the shore, Eastern. Tried to reach out to him, got no answer, which is not like him. I don't know that he ever stopped wondering. And he indulged in his, listen carefully now. I'm imparting this to you. So whether you're, whatever your walk of life, he indulged in pour me another drink. Ooh, that Coke went down. Am I going to take another Prilosec? The evil doctors wanted me to take 2 a day. I take 1. I like to suffer slightly. I don't get the heartburn so much unless, like right now, I had difficulty swallowing. Usually I get fight or flight. Man, when I started in my 30s, I didn't know what was going on. It was the fluttering of my esophagus. I got a pocket in it. Fluttering of the valve downstairs. Yeah, I get heartburn. I get fight or flight. Neurological, because I'm kind of high strung. I don't know if you detected that or not about me. So, Marvin... like, stop wondering. Yeah, I don't know that Ricky ever did. So there we stood. Me, my high school drug-using friend Ricky. He was more than that. Homosexual man who used the loss of his partner Joe about the same time my marriage ended, quarter of a century. He lost Joe to leukemia, something. He used that as his crutch to imbibe and tear himself down with chemicals. Comes at you in a lot of different ways. We used chemicals and use chemicals in our circle. That's how we tear it. That's the rock that we dash our foot on. One of them. But I want to end there, and I want to end on a high note. So there we are. We're in like this, outlet over in Delaware. And me, Ricky, and my girlfriend. Brown eyes prettier than mine. I'm pretty sure that's why Mama, even in her Alzheimer's state, she didn't like this girl. Mama said, I always had big, beautiful brown eyes. And this girl trumped mine. And it's no wonder. You've heard me talk of her before. Miller Lite girl, ex-Miller Lite girl. Oh, 10. No, it's 10. 10. 10. Yeah, 10. No, 10. Okay, 9.8. So, I'm feeling kind of, pricky that day. I'm tired of her outwitting me. God, that girl's brilliant. So I said, here's my chance to get her back at the carnal level. That's right. She had a carnal thing for this boy. I said, let me stick her. Because intellectually, it's like I'm a really strong chess player. I'm at my best in my life. I was 6 to 8 moves. That's nothing. This girl could see 10 to 12 easily. So yeah, she'd usually be waiting for me in a battle of the wits with her proverbial arms folded at the end of it. That was my chance to get her back. Because there was nothing but women staff in there and they weren't too busy. And so I proceeded to do my Harriet Jr. That's my mom. Oh, woe is me. I'm so helpless being the bachelor. I need this set of sheets, and I know one of them's got like this rubber band in it. I think it's bigger than I think it's queen. Now, at this point, Ricky don't care. He's just like, whatever, ha, ass wipe. But my girl is looking at me with those big, beautiful brown eyes, and they have turned to bayonets, and they are coming straight at my eyes. Because she knows exactly what I'm doing. Oh, there's even a slight blush to her cheeks. Yes, the ice goddess, the resting bitch face personified. Yes, I see the blood in her cheeks, and I'm just like, no. I'm gonna get my way later, probably. I love you all, no matter what. Peace.